Hey everyone, welcome to round 2 of the last update video, in which I promised to make this a couple weeks later with an update on my progress as far as Arc goes. I've got all of my equips now. Kind of surprised at how fast I was able to get everything, but it went pretty quickly. So now we're pretty much set and just waiting for the release, which is still a ways out, but I figured I would go ahead and make this now and just discuss the equips as well as some more in-depth plans for the actual release of Arc. So to get right into it, we'll go over the equips. I actually did get a Breath of Divinity. This is the first time I've had one. The skill recently got fixed apparently, so this is pretty crazy to have, so that's cool. Got the Superior Ring, which is pretty good. Reinforced Ring, which is almost as good. Hilla's Rage, which I actually just scrolled with the 100% attack scrolls. I got 1 5 and 2 4s, which is pretty good. Typically, in an ideal situation, about 1 attack is equal to about like 2.5 stat, so getting 13 attack is technically slightly better than priming if you have that ideal scenario, which isn't guaranteed because it's based on your stats, but it's much easier to do this than to prime in my opinion, and so that's why I did it. We have Pendants. This is the first pendant. It's very good. Second pendant, basically the same thing. Slightly different, but almost the same in terms of damage on a strength character, which is cool. Sweetwater Tattoo, scrolling on this was like 3 slots were primed and 4 slots used the 100% attack scrolls. They were all 4s, which is kind of a bummer, but it's still about the same as priming, so I'm fine with it in my book. It's not 15 stars yet, but there is a 100% success thing for Star Force coming up this weekend, so I'm going to do this as well as the eyes, which we will move to now. The eyes I had better luck with. I scrolled all of these slots with the attack scrolls, and I got, I think it was 3 5s and 4 4s, which is actually pretty good. So I ended up with 31 attack there. Happy about that. Then we have the transpose stuff. So I did a little bit of cubing here. The hat actually got 27% strength pretty quickly. 27% is not ideal on a level 160 item. It's basically the same as getting like a 24% on a level 150 item. But for now, that's more than enough. So definitely gonna hang on to that for a little while. Gloves, I actually threw like 2 or 3 gloves at this, or yeah, I threw some more gloves at this. No, I threw some more cubes at this, and got 10% all stat in addition to 8% critical damage, which is slightly better for Arc because it gives you the extra strength. Bonus pot is still garbage, but that's fine. Cape, only got 2 line strength on this, but the bonus pot turned out pretty good in my opinion, so there you go. And then shoes, I also landed 27%, sadly. I wish one of these could have been like a 30 or a 33, but whatever. I actually didn't, I got pretty lucky with these. I didn't record the cubing or anything, but it did not take me very much to land all 4 of these pots, which is pretty cool. So there's those. Most of this other stuff I think I had last time. I know the top I had last time for sure. Pants I'm pretty sure I had last time. Belt I'm pretty sure I had last time. Knuckle I know I had last time. Maybe that's all that I had last time. Yeah, I think these 4 I had last time. They haven't changed and they're all very good. Outlaw is pretty good. The earrings probably have one of the weaker bonus pots, but otherwise very good. And then the shoulder, I will eventually be replacing this with an arcane shoulder once we get Will and start clearing consistently. So this doesn't have a great bonus pot. I mean, it's not terrible. It's like the same as the one that I rolled on the, what was it, the cape? Yeah. It's basically the same bonus pot. It's a pretty good shoulder, honestly. but it will eventually get replaced. So that is all of the equips. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to just move over the transpose stuff right away or not. I might, because I'm impatient, but we'll see, I guess. And then I'll be 15 starring these this coming Sunday, so those will be finished. But that's all we got for gear. I still obviously need a secondary weapon, which isn't released yet. Hopefully it releases on the 20th when we get flames, so I can try and cube one before Arc actually comes out. If not, then we might just have to do some cubing shortly after Arc comes out, but we'll see about that. As for my actual plans with Arc, I am taking a few days off work on the 27th through the, what would that be, the 29th? Those 3 days, the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm taking those off, and then we'll have the weekend. So I will be training on all of those days. Ideally, I don't know if this will actually happen, but I would like to hit 250 before we get Espera on July 11th. But those are the only 3 days that I can take off work, so I'm not sure if that's a very realistic goal, but I would like to try to make it happen. Hopefully the servers are actually, you know, stable by then, because if they're still like this, then probably very unrealistic, I would say. But that's the goal for now. It's going to be a bit more casual than the Ilium race was. My goal is top 5 250s, I think. Top 1 would obviously be really cool, but since I can't take that much time off work, I don't think it's very likely. So I think top 5 is a more realistic goal to shoot for. But yeah, that's the plan. Gonna be streaming probably 6 hours a day, same like I did with Ilium. This time I'll try to remember to highlight everything so that the VODs don't get deleted on Twitch, because that's sort of a bummer. I didn't realize that VODs got deleted so quickly and ended up losing the first 3 days of streams, which is unfortunate, but this time around we will definitely not make that same mistake. So as we get closer to Arc, I'll probably do a couple of streams of like prep. I did a similar thing with Ilium where I just sort of like made notes on like how I was going to handle the quote-unquote race. It was obviously more serious when I did Ilium, but I would still like to have the notes, just, you know, they're useful. So I'll do that closer to the actual release date. Once the 20th rolls around, I'll be trying to flame as many things as I can before Arc actually comes out. Priority will obviously be the knuckle, because you can get a ton of attack on weapons with flames. So that'll be the first thing I try, and then hopefully, like I said, the secondary weapon will be released and we can do some cubing. I imagine it will be, because it was in both KMS and Maple Sea, I believe. But we'll see how GMS decides to handle it. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you all next time.